Welcome, my friends, to another episode of God, Guns, and Common Sense. Here at Gogo say it's all about you and the content that you love to watch. So today, what I want to talk about is the need for home defense. So if you're the kind of person, maybe you're living in an apartment, maybe you're living, on your own or something, it's always a good idea to just think about home defense. And the more and more I study all this stuff, the more I see that the burglars, the robber, they always have the element of surprise. They get to call the shots of when these kind of things happen. And if you knew that was actually going to happen, then you would be prepared for that event, or you could like let the local police know, and then they could take care of that problem. But these things are completely unpredictable, and the Bible even says that a well-armed man, protects his house. A well-armed man will guard his own house. And one of the things that I highly encourage you to do is figure out, what you can get in order for your self-protection. There are several ways that you can actually protect yourself, and you don't even need a handgun, although you want the right tools for the right job. I mean, if you're going to fix a car, you do not want to go in there, with pencils, sticks, and erasers, you don't want to do anything like that. You don't even want to attempt to fix something like that. You want to have the right tools so that you can solve the problem. And in a highly stressful environment, in a deeply stressful environment, you want to be able to solve the problem of evil. And what happens is that people think that, well, I can just get away with, throwing rocks or throwing stuff at them, and you can't do that. What you have to do is you have to assess the problem quickly and then take massive action in order to stop the threat from happening. So there's a few different things you can do. Number one, you can educate yourself on how to actually get your firearms license. Now, here in the United States, there are laws, and there are some really great things happening right now for local gun owners where you can get your license to carry a concealed handgun, and you can there's a bill in process right now which looks like it may end up passing, where you can travel across all states, and that's really great. But that's kind of off topic, so let's stick with home defense. So when you are in your home, some people debate this, and leave a comment if you feel like you want to add to this. But having guns like scattered throughout the house, yes, it can be a good idea. Like if you have like secret compartments where you know that children will never ever find, then, or like a locked case, that's in the upstairs and downstairs rooms or something, somewhere where you can get access to a gun quickly so that you can take care of, you can protect your family. Those are options. The other option is to get your concealed carry handgun license, and to um, have your gun on your person, as you're walking throughout the house. I personally do that. I practice that. I practice walking around, even when I get like right out of the shower and I'm all cleaned up, I'll put my clothes on, and then I'll just keep my gun like right on me. And some of my family members, they make fun of me. They're like, "Oh, you never know who's going to be right outside the bathroom door." And I don't look at it like that. I mean, yes, there's some rare, like, stuff like that can happen, but the way that I look at it is that I just believe that if I'm ready to protect my family, that I'll be able to. And God, promises that, in this life you're going to have problems, and in this life, you really should sell your product. You sell your possessions and buy a weapon of self-defense. That's what Jesus said. If let him who has no sword go sell his cloak and buy one. So even God said that, you should have weapons for self-defense. He says to go do that, so just go do that if you feel like you should. Um, and that's not even like a debatable thing. It's like that came out of God's mouth, so that's that. So once you get, into the habit of having a personal handgun on you, and you have concealed places where children cannot find them, and they're locked in particular areas, then yeah, you have home defense. Another option too is that you can have you can go and get martial arts training. Now that martial arts, it really depends on you know what's good for your budget, and what can you afford, because it's like any sport. Like, you get into a sport and you're like, okay, I want to do some kind of sport, but I don't feel it. This one doesn't feel right to me. I'm gonna go try. I don't like football. I want to go play basketball. Or I don't like soccer. I want to go play tennis. Something like that. You just get into it, and you just pick up the ball, and you just figure out what you're comfortable with. In martial arts, I did Shotokan for 2 years, and I tell you what, that is fun. Shotokan is definitely a lot of fun, and I did a little bit of Kung Fu, and that was also fun, but it's a totally different style. Shotokan, you're always, you're stretching, and you're kicking with your legs. Doing a lot of kicks with your legs, doing side kicks, doing roundhouse kicks, doing all sorts of stuff. You're kicking people in the face, kicking people in the chest, and kicking them where it's not supposed to go. Yes, that does happen. But in the process of it, you make really strong bonds with people. I mean, I am still friends to this day with those people that I went to Shotokan for like 15 years ago, and that was in high school. And they are still, like, if I connect with them, it's like we never left, and our bond is even stronger. And it's just so cool. That is really, really powerful stuff. So, like, if you get into some form of martial arts, that is also a very good home defense, because that stuff never leaves you. It never, ever, ever does. It's like, it feels like you could ride that bike at any moment. And it does. I've talked with friends who are just, who did, they did some form of martial arts, like, 15, 20 years ago, and they agree with what I'm saying, is that no matter what, it never goes away. You always feel like you want to practice that, the movements, the katas, and everything. And I actually saw this one kid. He was doing the first kata. A kata is basically the form, the forms that they practice. And he was doing Hinshodan, the very first kata inside of Shotokan, and I was watching it, and it brought me back to the times when I used to practice those forms. And now that I think about it, it's actually something good that I should practice. I should just go on YouTube, get all the information about, what the katas are and all that, and just practice them again. And then, find the time and the space to do that. So I'm living in an RV, so practicing, even Henshodan is like really tough. It's not a lot. There's not a whole lot of room in there. But anyway, so I hope this video has inspired you to do something like that. Now, actually, there's something that came to me just right now. If you can't buy a handgun for whatever reason, or some kind of home defense, some kind of shotgun, whatever, any kind of weapon, whatever, what you can do is that you can go buy wasp spray. You could buy, like, that powerful wasp killing spray at at your local supermarket, like your grocery store, Walmart, or something like that. I don't know what they have in Canada, so I know we got a couple guys here from Canada who watch the show, so I appreciate you people. So you can go get some wasp spray, and that stuff is like, it is so, that will really mess somebody up. And you can have that, like, you know, a can in your apartment somewhere where you know that it could be accessible, so that if you're in danger, you could just grab it, spray it, and it shoots up a jet of like 15 feet, jet of poisonous poisonous jet of, you know, spray at, you can spray it at like a person, so that you have some kind of home defense. And that, my friend, is better than not having anything. It's a simple little tool, and it will be very, very effective. Imagine a home invasion takes place, and you are within reach of that wasp spray, and you go to grab it, and you just empty the whole can in that person's face, in their mouth. They are gonna be totally like, they will not be able to see. They will have that horrible taste in their mouth, and they will have this regret of like, I'm doing something totally wrong. And that's what you can do. You can have that in place, and you can use it as some form of home defense. You know, because defending yourself is your right. It's something that you should take seriously, because it's your life. You know, you are valuable, and you should protect it. All right, my friend. Thank you for watching this video. If you like these kind of videos, if you have suggestions, go ahead, hit the like button, and leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.